After more than a decade of sisterhood, godparent titles, public shoutouts, and countless cozy photos, it looks like one of Hollywood's most iconic friendships might be hanging on by a thread. And it's all unraveling thanks to a lawsuit that no one saw coming. Multiple insiders are now confirming what Swifties and Blake stans have feared for weeks. The once rock-solid bond between Blake Lively and Taylor Swift is fractured, and it's getting messier by the day. Blake Lively's heated legal battle with her It Ends With Us co-star and director, Justin Baldoni, is dragging in unexpected names, and one of the biggest is none other than Taylor Swift. According to multiple sources speaking exclusively to People, the drama has placed Swift directly in the crosshairs of the courtroom. Baldoni's legal team issued a subpoena to Swift on May 8, demanding her potential testimony in connection with claims Blake allegedly made about her involvement. And Taylor? She wants nothing to do with it. Their friendship has halted, says a source close to Swift. Taylor wants no part in this drama. While another insider insists that the two are simply taking some space, the fact remains, their dynamic has shifted, and not in a good way. This isn't just a case of busy schedules. The fracture is real. Let's rewind. In January, Baldoni filed a bombshell counterclaim against Lively, accusing her and husband Ryan Reynolds of defamation, extortion, and manipulation, allegations their legal team slammed as vengeful and meritless. One particularly damning detail in the complaint? Lively allegedly referred to Swift as one of her dragons in a text, implying she could unleash her powerful friends as leverage. At first, Swift reportedly tried to stay neutral, but by late April, sources said she felt really hurt after being dragged into a mess she never agreed to. They were trying to put it all behind them until the subpoena hit. That subpoena shattered any progress they were making, a source close to the legal battle reveals. It was a fragile piece, and now it's gone. And Taylor isn't the only one backing away. Blake's friendship with longtime bestie Gigi Hadid has also taken a noticeable turn. Sources say the model is trying to stay out of the courtroom chaos, but she's clearly leaning toward Swift. Gigi feels terrible that her friend is being pulled into this, a Hadid insider says. But she's closer to Taylor. She's distanced herself from Blake, though she still considers her a friend. This kind of quiet shifting of allegiances is telling. In Hollywood, silence often speaks louder than any public statement. Blake's lawsuit, filed in December, accuses Baldoni of sexual harassment and workplace retaliation. Baldoni, for his part, flat out denies the claims and countersued for $400 million. Since then, Blake has received public support from Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars America Ferrera, Alexis Bledel, and Amber Tamblyn, plus appearances from Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci, and Salma Hayek at her recent premiere. But Taylor? She's been notably absent. Even after being subpoenaed, Swift's team made it crystal clear she's not involved. In a public statement on May 9th, a spokesperson said Swift did not even see It Ends With Us until weeks after its public release. Yet Baldoni's lawyer Brian Friedman pushed further. In a letter to the judge, later struck from the record, Friedman claimed an anonymous source told him Lively tried to pressure Swift into releasing a supportive social media statement. The supposed reason? Blake's absence from the 2025 Super Bowl stirred questions, and Taylor's silence only added fuel to the fire. Lively's lawyer, Mike Gottlieb, clapped back hard. Cowardly. Anonymous. Untethered from reality. He said of the claims. The judge swiftly removed the letter and accompanying affidavit, warning Friedman against any further improper filings. But by that point, the damage to Lively and Swift's friendship may have already been done. It wasn't always like this. Just last summer, Blake praised Swift during an interview on CBS Mornings, saying the singer was with me throughout this whole process. But as the lawsuit snowballed, insiders say Swift began to question how deeply she wanted to be involved. Blake brought her high-profile friends into this situation without concern for the backlash, Baldoni's lawyer said in a separate statement. She used her dragons to manipulate Justin at every turn. Swift, who's currently in the middle of her massive Eras tour and album rollout, seems unwilling to let a courtroom feud disrupt her carefully controlled narrative. And it's no surprise. She's worked for years to distance herself from messy public drama, and being dragged into a multi-million-dollar legal war isn't exactly on brand. On Late Night with Seth Meyers earlier this month, Lively admitted to having an intense year, full of the highest highs and the lowest lows. She didn't name names, but the heartbreak behind her smile said plenty. With the trial set for March 2026, we're likely to hear even more bombshells as Lively and Baldoni prepare to testify. And if Swift is called to the stand, all eyes will be on the pop superstar, especially if she's forced to take sides in a very public way. For now, the golden trio of Blake, Taylor, and Gigi looks like it's losing its shine.